Guess how much X Bitcoin is up? 6.5 million X from a penny. It's the highest performing asset class that's ever existed in the history of the world. Cryptocurrency, and Hex in particular, allows you to become the bank, you to become the Fed. You mint your own rewards just like a Bitcoin miner. Where does the government's money come from? They print it out of thin air. You are better off figuring this out than doing anything else you're doing in your entire life.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ. I'm the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. Apologies for getting started a little bit late today. We've been on an absolute run, an AMA train of all different coverage, and I had an AMA that ran a little bit late, so apologies, but shout out to Brandon, the Drip Guide, massive following in the Drip community, is now covering Spark. So pretty amazing stuff. And we have a ton of bullish updates today, including a fusion reveal. The UI, we'll talk about that, and many other bullish things over the last week. It was an incredible week for all of our ecosystems. So, and without further ado, let me welcome my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
Hey guys, what's up? I'm good. I didn't even realize you were going to be on that stream. I saw it pop up about half an hour before, and I saw he was going to go live, and then it was such a surprise to see you on there.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. Again, he had sent me a message. I was working on a ton of things today, and I said I'll jump on for 10 minutes, and it turned into almost an hour. But it was great. We covered a ton of things with Spark. So again, I'm always hustling. If we get an opportunity,
sure.
I'm jumping on. Right, LA? Yeah.
I did not get sauced while waiting for AJ. Do I sound drunk?
No, you sound like you're in a good mood. We like that.
I'm drinking a smoothie, though. Drinking my smoothie, that always makes me happy. So
yeah, no doubt. But yeah, amazing week. So yeah, anything you wanna start with, LA, before we jump into the regularly scheduled programming? Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of bullish stuff to share with you guys. We had a really good dev meeting today, and we got lots of great updates on all the different parts of our ecosystem. So we're going to share that stuff with you guys today, and we have some big reveals that you guys are going to love that AJ is going to share on the screen for you to take a look at. Oh my God, some of the stuff I'm just so in love with that we got to see today, and
Totally.
you guys are going to be excited too.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Again, we try to have a massive dev meeting at least once a week as we get closer with Fusion. It's been more than once a week, but Mondays are what set the sprint for the whole week ahead, and we got some massive updates that we're going to share with all of you. Testing is going extremely well, and we are getting super duper close. So, all right, let's start with Sparkswap. Um, Amazing coverage this past week. I can happily say I was able to check off a bucket list item for me personally, and a massive win for the SparkSwap community. And that was an interview with the one and only Bitboy, or Ben Armstrong. Again, regardless of he is a polarizing character. He may have fallen from grace a little bit, but you cannot argue with the eyeballs that he brings to crypto. And I can 100% say that all of our interactions leading up to this, we've been working on it for, literally months. And then Corey Costa, which again, we'll talk about him in a minute, really helped us put the final puzzle pieces together. So shout out to Corey for making it happen. But we made it happen, LA. And I can say that, from our interactions, he is a very genuine guy, and again, really loves crypto as a whole, and we're all here, for the same reasons. But yeah, what a milestone, right, LA?
Absolutely. We are making things happen right now, and we're getting a lot of great support from people like Corey, and other people in the community who really believe in what we're building, and it's all really starting to pay off, and great momentum is being formed.
Yeah, no doubt. So, and with that, not only is it other connections and other eyeballs, but it also means more users, and we see the direct impact on the chart. Spark is up nearly 20% over the last 2 days, and that is with Pulse. Not really helping. So, we've talked about it many times. We don't really want to speculate too much on price as a team, but because we are liquidity bonded with Pulse, if Pulse doesn't do well, Spark usually doesn't do well. And we have been oversold, based on the TA and the volume. And I think this is a great catalyst to see a bit of a, upward momentum. And we have a lot of things in the works that are going to help, again, with that momentum for sure. So. All right, so and like I said, we also were on, not only did Corey really help making some connections for us, but we were also on his stream on Sunday, and we did a real comprehensive overview. LA, another great overview of Spark as a whole, right?
Absolutely. I always enjoy his AMAs. He always asks some great questions and sparks some great conversation. And this one was no exception to that.
Yep, 100%. And he, again, is super genuine. For whatever reason, he gets a lot of haters, but he has been nothing but helping and bring adoption to PulseChain overall. And the other thing with BitBoy is that he launched his own token on Pulse called Bro, and it stands for Bromance between him and Richard Hart. And we're seeing this narrative now of meme tokens on Pulse. So we have some bullish updates with that as well. We are, again, we'll have a lot more info on this on the next AMA, but the goal is that we are opening up our LP so that anybody can provide liquidity to any tokens on SparkSwap. And that really, I think, will help us get a lot more volume and get involved in the meme coin narrative. Now, obviously, if there's a token listed on our exchange, that doesn't mean that we, directly endorse it, unless again there's a farm, which we are now having a Bro PLS farm, which is the first protocol to host a Bro farm. So if you do have Bro, or maybe you want to buy Bro, you can earn Spark by providing LP. And LA, I think you're working on a tutorial that shows that exactly, right?
Yep, I finished recording it today. Gonna finish editing it tonight, so we should be putting it live tomorrow.
Perfect. So
There's
yeah,
actually going to be two parts to the video. The first one is a tutorial, and then the second one will actually show them what to do with the Spark that you're earning. So, or some
amazing.
suggestions on how to make it work for you as opposed to just selling your Spark if you're new to Sparkswap and have no idea what Spark is or what to do with it. So,
Yeah, I love it. And again, I'm working on some more of those tutorials as well. I dropped the ball a little bit. I've just been so busy. But we have some bridging tutorials that'll hopefully be ready in the next day or two as well. So lots of additional coverage. Again, you can buy Bro now through SparkSwap. The liquidity is still a little low, so just be mindful of that. You'll need to add liquidity slowly or buy slowly and then add liquidity. But that's bullish because there's a lot less people in that bro farm, and the APR has been great. So again, not financial advice, but check that out. And I think again, we could see a lot more movement on Bitboy's token as well. So and then last but not least, in terms of coverage. Wreck to Riches is also doing a series now on Sparkswap. He did a great tutorial on the bridge, and then another video last night about Sparkler. And I think people are finally understanding how powerful Sparkler really is. I mean, the real yield has been super great. And again, the hope is that that only gets better over time, even with more people coming in to Sparkler, because again, the more volume we do, the larger we become, the more fees that feed Sparkler overall. So really, really exciting. LA, you want to talk a little bit more about our momentum? I think that's the next topic.
our momentum in regards to just
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry.
entire
Yeah,
protocol.
our socials. So the momentum
Oh,
behind,
oh,
yeah, everything happening and how important it is that people share
oh, this part, yeah.
what we're building. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so right now, while we're building all of this momentum and we're seeing bigger influencers cover us, and we're seeing then, today was a perfect example. We had that Bitboy video that we did, but then other influencers see, oh, Bitboy's covering them. I want to do a video on SparkSwap. Well, that's a perfect example of momentum, right? Well, will we see this momentum taking hold? It's more important than ever that we all really put in those 1 or 2 minutes a day to really help spread the word when it comes to sharing, liking, and especially commenting with positive comments on the posts that we're making and sharing through our SparkSwap and EMP accounts and any of these YouTube streams. And then also doing whatever you can to help any of the newcomers that are showing up in the chats. Every 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds you can take to really help with that. It is going to take that momentum and just absolutely slingshot it and just have it massively exploding, because if everyone's taking that 1 minute to leave a comment, and you know especially if we don't have to continue asking and it just becomes something that's naturally part of your day, um, when these big influencers do these videos and new people come, I mean, I think to what myself I would do, the first thing I would do if I watched a video from someone recommending something, I would look at their other posts of that particular project's socials. I would look for other things written about them or said about them. And I would go right to the comments and see what people are commenting on their posts, because I want to see what non-influencers are saying about them. And if there's 100 community members being like, oh, I've been invested in this, I love this project, or I use this bridge, it's my go-to, it's so fast, I love it. Genuine people who are really involved and are really actually genuinely loving it, that's going to be something that's great for me to see and say, oh, wow, I want to look into this further, so it really does truly, truly, truly make such a big difference. So any help that you can give us on that front would be much appreciated. And really, you're helping yourself, because if you're in Sparkler, you're helping your own bag for sure.
I love it, 100% LA. And, again, we put in a ton of effort to get these major influencers. We line everything up, we do our AMA trains, and the more support we get from the community, the larger impact that has. So, yes, please put in your brick, so to speak. We know it can be a pain in the ass, but it really, really helps. And like LA said, you're only, pumping your own bags by doing so. So, all right, we're going to move on to perpetuals. Again, we are excited to announce that we are moving out of beta. So we are no longer in beta. Again, beta was just a bit of semantics because we wanted to make sure we were able to, no exploits. If we had good suggestions, we can update that. Whether it's the UI, we did implement a few other usability improvements by being able to end your position early. There's a lot of great stuff that we've been doing, and so now we're very confident that we're ready for the masses, and we're gonna really start ramping up the advertising and coverage of perps. Again, the Bitboy interview and Corey was kind of the very beginning of that. So it's only going to get better, and volume should increase from that for sure. And we're also going to be implementing a leaderboard. So the leaderboard will track the amount of volume that you're trading on perps. And then we'll have a competition around that leaderboard with a ton of giveaways. So not only monetary giveaways, but also maybe some 404s or other cool perks for being in that leaderboard. And with that, you'll also be able to share your winning trades. So I know that's a great thing on Twitter. A lot of big influencers, post their winning trades from some of the more centralized platforms. So we'll be able to have that on our platform, and again get more involvement. And again, not to give too much alpha, but we'll also be doing a competition around engagement as well. So even if you don't have a bunch of money to trade, you can absolutely still win some giveaways and prizes from getting good engagement on your trades that you can do. So, and then we have a tutorial around that as well, right, LA?
We do, and that one's already up. We have a playlist on this channel called Sparkswap Educational Series, and you'll find it in there.
Perfect. So, yep, keep an eye out for that. And we will be doing other educational videos around all of our, products if people would like that. So, again, you can get started for as little as 10 SDI or $10 on the platform. You do have to increase, your leverage if you're going to go that low, but you could get some incredible gains. Again, not financial advice, if you are able to time the market. So, and we are going to be adding additional pairs as well. So right now you can trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're going to be adding Pulse and Hex as well as possibly Ink, all the Richard Hart tokens, and then the ultimate goal is to have the top 10 to top 100 tokens, BNB, Solana. As long as we have a good oracle and are able to reliably track the price movement so that people don't get liquidated unfairly, then we're able to add it. So all of that will be coming, and we'll be able to give everybody, the pairs that they want to have exposure to. And remember, that is the whole point of the perps platform, is that this is another way to keep people on Pulse. So when we saw Bitcoin and Ethereum going crazy, a lot of people were leaving Pulse. We saw it even through our own bridge, that to get exposure to these other tokens, and now and coins, and now we're able to offer you the ability to get that exposure without ever having to leave Pulse. So really, really, again, a great product market fit for Pulse as a whole. So, all right, anything you want to add about perpetuals, LA?
I'm very excited for us to start these little competitions and stuff, and I think they'll be fair for everyone, no matter how big your bag is. So it will be good. Make sure you start learning how to use the platform so that you can get involved, and we'll definitely give you some more updates on that as we get closer.
Perfect. All right, awesome. So, and then last but not least, some mega alpha on Spark before we move on to some other. Again, today's like alpha central. We're excited to say that the Spark404s are getting very close as well. So, likely in the next week or so, we're working out the final economics. We're getting all the images together. Obviously, we'll give you an exact date when we have one with plenty of time to prepare. But in order to get these NFTs, the best way is by having Spark. So if you're earning Spark, or maybe you want to buy Spark, you will be burning your Spark. You will then get B Spark for burned Spark, and that is what you will be buying the 404s with. So without further ado, LA, should I give them a sneak peek at some of the artwork?
Yes,
All right,
yes.
all
Oh
right.
my God. And it's so fun and amazing. And I just love it so much.
All right, boom, there you go. It just so happens both of these have cowboy hats, but we will be having many other, accessories. The one on the left is a golden Sparky, or robot, or whatever you want to call them. That one will actually be eligible for more reflections. So we will have rarities. Again, all of this will be in the documents. And again, they don't all have cowboy hats, but we had to do a pink one with a
That one on the
cowboy hat
right was a
for LA.
personal request.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's personally inspired by LA. But yeah, we have a ton of variations. Again, the devs have been showing me all they came up with LA and I on the chat today, and they're amazing. So all these are super bullish, and again, we'll have rarities that will qualify for more of the reflections, and we'll have a full breakdown of all of them. And yeah, there will be 10,000 NFTs. So we're doing a full 10,000 NFT run, and literally every one of the NFTs is unique. So again, that's
Yeah.
why it takes us a while to get it all together, but no NFT will be the same. So yeah, you want to talk a little
And
bit
if you
more? Yeah,
guys
Haley, yep.
if you guys think these two are cool, like these are just a small example. Like there's so many different vibes and different concepts that all like fit the same exact theme, but do it in a slightly different way to get all 10,000 of them to fit within the same collection, but make it so cool. It's just awesome. Like you're going to be blown away. I'm so excited about it. I've been thinking about it since this morning when we saw them.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. I'm so excited too. And again, you know us as a dev team, we're always looking for new and cool things. And as we mentioned on a previous AMA, we are looking into how to actually make these a reality. They look so good that they just are begging to be an actual toy or plushie or 3D print. So again, we'll have more info on that as well down the road. But again, super bullish, and it will help us burn a ton of Spark, and you'll be able to again earn these NFTs that qualify for even more reflections and have value of their own. So we're not ready to release the starting price of the NFT, but all that will be in the next few days as we get ready for rollout for sure. And this
So
will
we do
be, yeah,
actually have some life size, well, not life size, but like in real life Sparkies that you're going to be able to buy that look like these. And basically, they have a mind of their own. They're they're AI based, and they're gonna come into your house, and every time you try to sell Spark, they're gonna swat your hand.
I love it. Oh man, how epic would that be? Well, if Elon can get it happening, we can make that a reality for sure. Uh, so yeah,
But they also might be able to like do your chores for you and
yes,
stuff too.
your house robot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I love it. So yeah, we have a ton coming with that. And again, we'll have more info on the economics as well as the date, the minting procedure, all of that. So, all right. Any other? Oh, what I was gonna say was, this will be the first NFT on the new. Again, we dropped this alpha on a previous AMA. But we are launching our own NFT marketplace. So this will be the first NFT on that marketplace, and then we hope to add additional NFTs down the road. We have some incredible things in the works, and that transitions well into the next update. But before we move on, any other topics for Spark LA?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let me go ahead and pull up my background again. All right, so we mentioned this on last AMA, but we're excited to have a bridge partnership with Drippy Inu, which is a new NFT project on Pulse and BSC. We had a great chat with them. Again, if you want to go back, there's a ton of coverage around it, and we're hoping to have them on for an update as well. But potentially, again, as they are an NFT project on Pulse, they may be a future listing on our marketplace as well. So just again, no promises, but we like the Drippy Uno team. They're great, and they actually created another NFT for LA. LA, do you want me to go ahead and show that? Let me see if I can find
Yes,
it. All right, give me 1 minute.
it's so cool. I love it so much.
All right, I think I can find
So
it.
many reveals on tonight's AMA.
I know it's Alpha City, right? So,
You got to show yours again too.
all right, yep. Give me 1 second here. Let me find it. All right, I think I have it. All right, bear with me here, guys. One more second.
I sent it to you again.
Okay, that's helpful. Hang on. All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. All right, we got it. We'll figure it out eventually, right?
It's so cool.
All right, there you have it. I can't, or maybe I can. Can I zoom in? Can you see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can. But
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, I messed it up. One more time. Hang on.
I got it.
All right, here we go. There she is. LA with her signature cowboy hat. Some cool necklace you got going on. Glitter hair. We got sparks. We got it all, LA, huh? Yeah.
They killed it. I love it.
100%. So again, everything is a dog theme. Again, based on Inu. But yeah, they did. They killed it for sure. And then I'll show you mine as well. I think we had it under here. Oh, it's also very tiny, but yeah, they got me, punk rocker AJ with the mustache,
I
and
love
and
yours too.
obviously the blinged out gold wheeled wheelchair as well. So yeah,
Awesome.
they killed it for sure. So great, again, great collectibles. These are all the influencer series, but when you mint your own, you'll get some other dogs sprinkled in. Some of the rares are these NFTs, but they're focusing on real yield as well, which I like. A lot of the or all of the NFT mint will be used to actually do yield farming on other protocols, and they are going to have a vote of whether to use the funds on Spark. So that we'll keep you updated on that. But their dev is Donnie. Donnie D right here, the same dev behind Goat, Token, and PulseChain Island. So we have full trust in the devs as well. So, all right, anything else about Drippy Inu? I know you've talked to, I think, Blockchain Bay, right? LA, another female
Mm-hmm.
in the space. I mean, we get good vibes, right?
Yeah. Did you want to just explain about like, oh wait, the bridge is already up there. That's awesome.
It is. So the
The bridge
bridge,
link.
yep, the bridge link is live. This is our bridge link. Again,
That's awesome.
yep, it'll take you right to Spark, and then you can go right to the bridge and bridge in from BSC or Arbitrum. So yeah, everything is up and running great. Obviously, you gotta load here. That's my problem, my internet. While I'm streaming and surfing, it doesn't like it. So, but yeah, again, there's the bridge. And yeah, we're excited. It'll bring more volume to the bridge and make it easy for everybody to get onboarded for Drippy Inu.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Cool. All right. Anything else with that?
Nope.
All right. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes. All right. So moving on to Ceto swap. LA, you want to read the first few here and then I'll elaborate?
Yes. So the reward automations are live as of last week, and the 404s have been really rolling in, huh, AJ?
Yeah,
The rewards.
yeah, no doubt, LA. A great point. I mean, I still think people are sleeping on the reward. So remember, just like Sparkler, it's a bit different because it's based on your NFTs rather than your Sparkler position. But the real yield is great. I mean, again, I went pretty heavy personally buying 404s, but the yield, I mean, has been very, very attractive. So I think
Hmm.
once people understand, the power of these, I think we see another wave of volume. Obviously, we're working on the NFT marketplace that will allow you to lock your rares, and then I think people will absolutely be trying to get, more and more as they're not jeopardizing losing what they already have. So,
For sure.
yeah, it's about not having to necessarily sell, but still being able to earn, just like all of our fundamentals, for sure.
Absolutely. And so if you are in the 404s and you have multiple kinds of 404s, what you'll notice is that now you can hover over it on the rewards page and you'll see all the breakdown of what different types of rewards are waiting for you. There'll be LPs, there'll be individual tokens. You'll have, some of your Ceto, but you can have WETH, you can have USDC, you can have all kinds of um, LPs waiting for you. So it's really awesome. There's a lot of different types of rewards there. You can get US Dex Plus. Like
Totally.
there's different types of rewards that will just be waiting there for you, and constantly accumulating now that it's all automatic.
Yep, and you can also even apply some of our infinite money loop strategies because
Hmm.
you're earning LP that you can then put back into the farm. So again,
Hmm.
it may take a little time to learn and really understand how it works, but those that do are already winning and without ever having to sell the 404 or Ceto itself. So for sure.
Sure. Or
Yep.
even the vaults too.
Yep, no doubt. So the vaults are another great option. We covered that on, I think about a week ago, AMA. But the vaults, just like on Pulse or Sparkswap, you can put your farm LP in a vault, and then you can earn more 404s completely passively as well. So yeah, there's so many options for everybody and whatever their strategy is. I would just encourage you all to really look at, the opportunity. And we will be adding a bridge to Manta network as well. Again, we've been waiting for the dust to settle a little bit, and we've been so busy with Fusion and everything else, but that will be coming as well. So if you're on Pulse, again, we never recommend exiting your positions, but if you have some other free Pulse lying around or other assets, you want to move over to Manta and farm and vice versa to bring it back to Pulse. That's also going to be an option for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like we've done such a great job all throughout Sparkswap and EMP of educating how to make your rewards work for you in the best possible way. And now it's about remembering that and learning how to apply that to Ceto Swap as well, because there's no reason to just farm and then sell your Ceto, because we've always created ways in our protocols to allow you to maximize your gains by working the system, and Ceto Swap is no exception to that. And you'll find that there are ways to work your infinite money loop within Ceto Swap as well, so that you can make the most while still taking healthy profit, and supporting the ecosystem to keep the price healthy, so that you can continue to earn the maximum rewards.
I love it. Well said, LA, and it is the truth. So if you don't know what we're talking about and what the money loop is or how you can earn real yield without ever having to sell the native assets, please reach out to us in all of our socials. We're happy to give you, the education that you may need. So, and then yeah, you just want to talk about the timeline for the marketplace and perps.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so we got an update from our devs today, and they are finishing up the marketplace. It should be done by next week, and the perpetuals are also on the way for Ceto Swap, so that's exciting as well. So we're going to continue to see lots of advancements and bullish growth in that ecosystem as well.
Perfect. All right, awesome. All right, well, the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to go ahead and jump on to Fusion. I'll try to not mess up the big reveal. The last reveal we did was pretty, it was pretty lackluster because
You
of
didn't
me.
mess it up. You
Yeah.
did not.
Oh,
No.
oh, right on, LA. So, yeah, let's get excited. I need that burr, 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 sound effect. But, yeah, there you go. Perfect. So, we got a massive update again. We've had this for a while, but we didn't want to share until we're a little closer. We did reveal a UI for Fusion a few months ago, but we've taken it even a step further. While the smart contract devs have been working over the last few months, we also had the front end developers take another stab at making Fusion even more beautiful. So I have two screenshots I'm going to share. Again, please understand things are still subject to change. We're testing the smart contracts, and all of that is working beautifully, but we may need to tweak the UI a little bit. Depending on how the beta testing goes. But all of this is really bullish and shows how close we really are. So the first thing I'm going to show is the battery page. So bear with me here 1 second. Boom, there it is. So these are the battery options that you'll have. Again, you'll be able to buy them. They'll be like this, NFTs, and then we'll have a sacrifice page where it says buy points. That will lead to the area for converting your eShare. But this is the overall look and feel of EMP Fusion. And this is just one page. So looks pretty amazing. We may even try to get the batteries animated as well. So really bullish, and the testing is going flawlessly from the development side. So that is the first screenshot. LA, I'm hyped about it for sure.
For sure. Yes.
All right, awesome. And then this is the second UI. Hang on 1 second. All right, there you go. So this will be the marketplace where you are able to buy and sell your microgrids. And again, this is only a small part of what the UI actually is. It'll have another pop-up screen as well. I just want to give you a little taste of what's to come, and we'll hopefully, when we move into beta, we may even be able to share the UI live on stream. So we're getting really close. LA, again, some people think we're still it's all a ruse. But I think after today, hopefully they realize that we're almost there for sure.
Absolutely. And I do want to just throw this out there because I know there's going to be at least one or two of these types of people. Don't get too hung up on screenshotting the video and over analyzing every single thing that's written on there and circling things and then pointing them out to us and asking them why it's written that way and stuff. There's still a lot of things that are going to be tweaked and changed on this, on things that are written there and all kinds of that kind of stuff. This is just an example of where it's at right now for a bullish reveal, but there's still going to be little tweaks and stuff, and our small group of beta testers are still going to take a look at the full UI and give their opinion and feedback and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to get more eyes on it. So
For sure.
don't look at this for that perspective. Just look at it for the overall look and feel and get excited, because it means that hey, we're very close, and this is real for any of the people who have been doubting us.
Yeah, 100%. So, and again, as we continue to build out and solidify, what the actual UI is, I'll continue to share, screenshots. But we're so close that, again, like I said earlier, once we get into beta, I should be able to share, the actual real live UI with all of you before we go to sacrifice. So, again, amazing stuff. You can also see the new EMP logo. We've revealed that in the white paper already, but the branding will all be updated. And, because we're moving away from farms and how the original protocol operated, we have a whole new UI that goes with it too. So, super bullish, and we hope that all of you are as excited as we are. Again, I love how the batteries came out. That's my one of my favorite parts. So yeah, there you go. So all right, any other? Oh, we have some more notes again. We're gonna go over a lot. I got caught up. I'm too excited, LA. So yeah. All right, so let's back up a little bit. And I guess what we want to clarify what the fusion revenue streams are. Right, LA?
Yeah, there was a topic in Discord today, and a couple questions from one of our valued community members, and I answered in writing on Discord, but I thought it would be really great to actually use this as a topic for today, because I want to make sure that everyone does understand not only the different external revenue streams, but just as importantly, Fusion itself as a revenue stream, and how all of those pieces of the puzzle fit together to fuel your rewards as an investor in Fusion, so that you're coming into the sacrifice with full knowledge and understanding of how your rewards come to be, and that it's not just coming out of thin air.
Yeah.
So just thought it'd be great to go through that today, so that everyone's in full understanding of all the different ways that you're earning rewards when they show up in your microgrid.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%. So one more thing too, real quick, before we move on. Again, sorry to backtrack here, but I can see it coming now. All the pricing on the screenshots I just sent, those are subject to change. So like Ella was saying, don't nitpick all the different stuff. We are still testing, and we're running some quants on battery pricing. So once we have that, that'll be updated too. But all right. So as LA was saying, the whole idea of fusion, and we'll just give a very high level overview, is that, and this is something we've also said on many streams, but basically EMP fusion is the sparkler on steroids, and what we mean by that is it's a way that we are able to reward all of our participants in the central grid, which is the overall ownership of the protocol. The microgrid is your individual ownership of the protocol. We're able to reward that with real yield from literally everything that we're doing. So where does that yield come from? So it comes from a few different things. And at the end of the day, as long as there is real revenue, then it doesn't matter how many people are in the protocol. It doesn't matter, what the overall market is doing. As long as those revenue streams are intact, then we are able to pay out no matter what. And so that's why it's so bullish, because it gets rid of the prisoner's dilemma. You don't have to worry about people dumping on your head. The price fluctuation of a token. You literally own part of the protocol and then receive a share of, you know, what the protocol generates. And it's all done in a completely decentralized manner. So nobody is managing funds for anybody. So those emissions start with the eShare emissions. So just like the farms, there is, emissions that go towards that and eShare. Those emissions will now go towards all the it goes to the central grid, which then feeds all the microgrids. So just by having a position in Fusion, you're earning part of that, what we're calling energy, because eShare is now energy within the protocol. And the higher the price of eShare goes, the more APR from that alone you're getting. So LA, I don't know if you want to clarify, but it's very
I do.
similar to how the farms operate. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a set amount of daily emissions that the protocol produces every day, no matter what. And in our previous model, those emissions were divided between the different farms. At certain times, we had 3 farms, now we have 2 farms, and it was divided between those farms. Now we're completely eliminating those farms, which means the whole set of those emissions, all of the emissions for the day, are going to the central grid to reward those who are staked in the central grid. So that's the first source of income for Fusion, the protocol's daily emissions.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%. All right. Anything else with that, LA, before we move on to the next topic?
And then obviously those daily emissions are in eShare because, as you know, the farms pay out in eShare. So those are in eShare, and that's why the price of eShare impacts the APR. So the higher the price of eShare, the higher the APR.
Yep, exactly. And again, remember, this is just one of many, many revenue streams. So even if the price of eShare goes up or down, because we're including, about 7 different revenue streams, it doesn't. My point is that it's not 100% reliant on one particular revenue stream. So, all right, awesome. So that is going to be the main driver, but we also Fusion itself is a revenue stream. So what does that mean? The marketplace fees, battery sales, etc. Anything that has to do with generating revenue within Fusion is a revenue stream. So again, LA, you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so every transaction in the protocol, like whether you're buying a battery, whether you're cashing out your position, whether you're doing this or that on the protocol that's going through the marketplace, it is subject to a marketplace fee. And so it's a small fee that gets charged, and those fees are a revenue stream for the protocol, as well as all of the battery sales, which will add up. Even though the batteries themselves individually are not expensive, there's different tiers of batteries that you can move up to higher tiers, which hold larger quantities of energy and that kind of thing. And between all the people and all the different batteries that they're going to own and all that stuff, that really is going to equate to quite a lot of revenue for the protocol. And that revenue is going to go back to support the ecosystem and bolster all of our rewards for all of us who are invested in the protocol, who are staked in the central grid. So that is the second source of revenue for Fusion. So those first two are within Fusion itself and within the EMP ecosystem itself. And then everything else we're going to cover is outside of Fusion that feeds into it.
Yes, perfect recap. And again, that's why it's so important that the more, obviously, what I said earlier was it doesn't rely on new users to pay out, but obviously we want more users because, like I said, all the volume, just like on our dexes, the more volume that goes through Fusion, the better it is for everybody in Fusion, because of those marketplace fees, you know, and the revenue that's generated from them, that's not going into our pocket, it's going right back into all the holders. So, all right, and then yeah, like as I said, there's also external revenue streams. Sparkswap, Cetoswap, SwapX Bridge, L1X, bridging, swapping, all with all of our sister protocols. We're looking at least a 0.1% allocation from all of that. And that's why, again, when we get on these AMAs and everybody says, why are we talking about other protocols? They don't understand that that is going to be a direct lifeblood to Fusion. And you should be excited for all the other protocols that we launch because that just means more and more revenue coming back to EMP Fusion. So, yeah, anything you want to add to that, Ellie?
Yeah, I saw this guy in Discord today saying something like, "Oh yeah, I don't think they're in a rush to launch Fusion. They seem to care way more about Sparkswap these days." And I said, that's absolutely not true whatsoever. First of all, we have 25 devs at our disposal, and there's completely separate pods working on Fusion and Sparkswap. But second of all, Sparkswap is going to be one of the biggest revenue sources for Fusion. So, I mean, whether or not you're even remotely interested in investing in Sparkswap, you should get very excited about it because look at what's happening with Sparkswap right now. Everyone's taking notice. We've got big, huge influencers taking notice of Sparkswap. The more that momentum takes off, the more money in your pocket if you're invested in Fusion, because at least 0.1% of every single swap, every single bridge transaction is going directly to the central grid to reward holders or stakers, and bolster those rewards. That is an external revenue source that is extremely powerful. And same goes for Cetoswap and the bridge we're building for SwapX and L1X when we build it. Like all of these external revenue streams are very powerful, and all of these franchises we're building for a purpose, not just because we want to take on more work or we want to launch more protocols. It's because all of these feed the mothership and they're all very powerful individually, but when you put them together, it's creating this impenetrable force because we are feeding Fusion from all of these different chains. We're building our community from all of these different communities on all these different chains. And we are creating this ecosystem, this family, this community, this protocol that is so powerful because it's being fed from all these different sources. We're not putting all of our eggs in one tiny little basket. We are bringing in eggs from hens from all different farms across the country, and we're we're bringing them in to create the most beautiful basket you've ever seen.
I love it, LA. It's so true. And I thought of two analogies while you were talking. Hopefully, this makes it a little easier for people. Again, we're big on analogies, but just imagine if Apple, again, one of the biggest companies in the world, imagine if they only built computers and they never built the iPhone, they never built the iPod, they never built all the accessories that go with it. Imagine how successful Apple would be if that never happened. And that is the mentality that we have. Amazon is another example. Amazon started as an online bookstore. Imagine if they would have never added additional products. Imagine if they would have never added a completely out of even their product market realm with Amazon Web Services. Again, a lot of people don't even know this, but a large majority of the revenue Amazon gets is from web hosting. And
Nice.
that if they didn't ever do that, then they would not be the biggest company on the planet. So again, the idea is that we are adding other products. Yes, it's not part of the EMP original protocol, but it feeds that protocol directly. And again, anybody that is even somewhat any kind of business mindset understands how powerful it is that we have to build revenue streams to come back to EMP. So I think that we kind of drove that home, LA. But yeah, and if people still think that we're not focused on EMP, I mean, I don't know what else to say for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then AJ alluded to a new revenue stream in our last AMA that's also going to be fueling fusion.
Yeah, so we haven't even alluded to this yet. We're getting through obviously our launch, and then this will be another big initiative. But I would love again. I was loving some of the speculation on what it might be. But yeah, this is a whole nother avenue that we have no exposure to right now. That is a massive market, and I think could be really great for fusion, moving forward. So we'll reveal that in the next few months. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. We'll have a huge announcement after EMP, after Fusion's fully functioning. But and then last but not least, LA, this is your department. All of our referral commissions as well. So go ahead.
Yeah, and while these may not be as large of a revenue stream as, say, the swap fees, all of these do add up. We earn a few $100s a month from YouTube. We earn several hundreds of dollars a month from Spritz. We have hardware wallet commissions from affiliate. We have Robbie affiliate commissions. We have all of these smaller sources that add up, probably, I don't know, altogether to close to $1,000 a month. I mean, it's not huge, but it's building over time. And when we go into the bull market, because of these consistent live streams we're doing, our YouTube channel is going to continue to build as well.
For sure.
One thing I do want to touch on, AJ, is because Fusion's not launched yet, a lot of the swap fees and bridging fees and stuff for the Fusion portion, we've been able to use to prepay for marketing and all of these things that we're setting up to absolutely kill our Fusion launch. But do you want to kind of touch on how that 0.1% has been being used up until this point
Yeah,
prior to the Fusion launch?
Yeah, 100%. So again, everybody's asking, well, what happens to the other real revenue when we implement that 0.1%? It's already been implemented. So we shouldn't see, Sparkler be any less or any of the other real yield be any less. We're building a war chest. So we've been collecting those fees from day one. And like I said, right now we're in the building mode. So there was some last minute development costs associated with Fusion. Obviously, we're not going to sell EMP or eShare, and dump on everybody's heads to pay for that. So the real yield from that has been used. But we have some leftover for sure that will automatically go into the central grid on day one. And so we have another question later on about early sacrificing, but that plays into it because those that sacrifice early are going to be getting a larger share because we have rewards ready to go on day one to supplement the payouts of Fusion. So yeah, you want to add to that, LA?
Yeah, it's just been absolutely amazing to have that because we have had the ability, like I've told you guys, we have prepaid for 16 AMAs that are locked and loaded and ready to go.
For sure.
We have this full force development team, and of course there is a part of the swap fees are a dedicated percentage towards developers, so you don't have to worry about anything coming out of those Fusion fees moving forwards. But we did bring on a ton more developers to get this done quicker, right? We've been able to do more and still save like AJ just said, a war chest to pay out on day one. It's amazing. We are more prepared than we've ever been for any launch that we've ever done in over 2 years.
Totally.
And it is because we've had these extra cash reserves. One thing that you guys don't know or even understand is that up until now, for pretty much every launch we've ever done, and some of the most successful launches we've ever done, I mean, we've broken records on BSC. We have literally bootstrapped everything. Most of every launch we've ever done has been with practically no money because we have wanted to keep as much of the money in the protocol as possible. And we refuse to sell EMP or eShare, especially when it's down, to pay for things like marketing. AJ many times has taken money out of his own personal funds to pay for AMAs and stuff if that's what it meant to not have to sell EMP. But we have absolutely bootstrapped everything up until this point. But we're at a point where we do have reserve funds to absolutely go ape shit bananas on the marketing to prepare for Fusion and that kind of thing. And we've told you that, we are going to be prepared to absolutely knock this out of the water. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And it's just amazing to see that we have extra reserves on top of that to pay out additional rewards on day one. And that doesn't even account for everything that's going to flow in, from day one forward automatically because of all of those external revenue streams. So
Yeah, no, great stuff, LA, and it's true. I mean, on top of that, the counter argument I think might be, well, why don't we use some of those funds to buy EMP right now? And the short answer is we're not going to provide, and this is the same thing we've said for, a year now. We're not going to spend our treasury. We're not going to, deplete our war chest, adding or giving the bad actors, quote unquote, the exit liquidity. So, we don't want to just encourage people to sell and start the peg going up now. Obviously, it's been happening organically, which is bullish because those people that are buying are going to be ready for Fusion. But we're not just going to buy EMP off the market and push the price up without having sacrifice ready. So the whole idea is that we reward all of you that have been here for the long run, that are going to get involved with Fusion, that are going to sacrifice, and that makes it healthier for everybody. And then we're able to literally directly reward you for being in Fusion, which again makes sure the money goes to the most loyal people in the protocol. So we have a very detailed rollout plan. Some of the things, again, we haven't even revealed publicly, but we have everything possible working in our favor for a successful launch and to keep the momentum going after the launch. I mean, LA mentioned we have about 15 AMAs booked and paid for, ready to roll now, but we're going to do a whole nother AMA run when when we're back at PEG and Fusion is up and running, successfully. So again, everything we do is with intent. Cool. All right.
yes.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add about Fusion?
No.
Okay. All right. Moving on. What is the next one?
L1 Dex.
Okay, yeah. So you want to read the update? Go ahead, LA. Yep.
Yeah, so L1X is launching on May 7th, which is exciting. We finally have a date for the mainnet launch, and we're busy behind the scenes working on whatever we can to get closer to the Dex launch as well. The good news is it looks like we're finally going to be receiving the code close to the launch of mainnet, which means that we may be able to launch the Dex very close to the actual mainnet launch. We're not going to give any dates or promises today, but this is really good news, and we will definitely keep you guys all updated. We're aiming to launch as close to or on the date of mainnet as possible. So we are going to do everything in our power to get it launched as soon as we can.
For sure. Yep, no doubt. We got updates from the foundation directly, and it looks like we finally may get access to the full code, which, like as I said, will allow us to build out whatever we need. Again, that's not a promise. That's not there could be issues with the code. We have no idea at this point, but we're ready on our end. We just got to make sure that everybody else is. And they also announced a centralized exchange listing for L1X, so things are definitely moving forward, on that front for sure. So, all right, we're gonna just finish it up with some security reminders. Again, LA, maybe you can go through this and then I'll elaborate on a few things for sure.
Yes. So we definitely want to go through security reminders once a month or so, just because obviously those scammers never stop and they never sleep. So, number one, please get yourself a hardware wallet. If you don't already have one, it is so, so important. Also, do not store your private keys on your phone or your computer or anywhere that's easily accessible. It can be hacked into or stolen, or your passwords can get stolen if they've been stored on digital like that. When it comes to Telegram, any random DMs that you receive are from scammers, most likely 99.9% of the time. We will never randomly DM you. There is some very, very, very rare cases where I may, but I'll tag you in the group to let you know. And you'll see that my chat bubbles are labeled with team member. Do not click on anything that is sent to you randomly in a DM. Don't connect your wallet to anything that you're not 100% familiar with. And please, please, please don't ever be ashamed or embarrassed to ask questions. Always, always, always ask questions if you're not sure. Check the chat bubbles for labels of admins, or check an admin list in the group members list, and that will tell you who the admins are, because often scammers will make lookalike profiles, but they cannot fake that. And please adjust your security settings so that you can't be added to groups without your permission, or phoned or DM'd randomly without your permission.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna add one more. LA and I were just talking about this earlier today. We saw it very prevalent in the last bull run with Bitcoin going bananas. I think a lot of it's subsided because it usually requires an insider within the company. So it's definitely a little more, trackable. But it's called SIM swapping. And if you use a mobile phone with MetaMask Mobile, you're at a high risk for this. So what happens is, again, it's usually an insider at the telephone company, um, or it is a scammer and you don't have the proper permission set up on your account, and they're able to actually swap the SIM card, digitally on your phone and then access it. So the best way to mitigate this is call your phone provider and set up a PIN code for any account changes to your phone. So again, I mean, I get it. A lot of you have to use your phone to interact with crypto, but I would highly recommend that you don't do that either. Always access it from a computer with a hardware wallet. But that is one more attack vector that I'm starting to hear a lot more of people getting hacked that way. So, all right, hopefully that helps. And yeah, any other security reminders before we move into questions?
I think that's it. Yeah, that's kind of the general overview.
Okay, perfect. So, before we get started on questions, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, we had a great turnout today, and make sure you're hitting that like button to get our algorithm and leaving a comment. That really helps our engagement. So, all right, do we have any questions, LA?
We do, yes. Let us see what's on Discord first, and then we'll move to YouTube.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, that was from last week. Okay, so if you want to start a fresh wallet for Fusion, what are the necessary steps to take? How would you manage Detonator and Reactor since they presumably cannot be moved?
Yeah, so this plays in perfectly to the security reminders. I would also recommend, we've said it many, many times, but it's also a really good idea to break up your holdings over multiple wallets. So, whatever your portfolio is, I would say never ever have 25% of your overall life savings or portfolio in one wallet. Break that up into four different wallets per protocol even. I know a lot of people that just have one wallet for one protocol. Um, but again, if you're a whale, even that is probably too much. But it's really important because God forbid one of your wallets is hacked. Um, you don't get drained fully from your one wallet. If they get your password to all your wallets, then you're screwed no matter what. But at least it's another step of protection. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you cannot transfer your DAAS positions, but you could definitely start multiple fusion positions. And obviously, we're only allowing the microgrid NFTs to be used in our own on our own marketplace. But you could transfer that to different wallets as well. So yeah, anything you want to add to that, LA?
No, I think you got it.
Cool. So yeah, and again, just whether you're gonna start a new position in any of the DAAS contracts, I would just again be aware that whatever you start is what you have to keep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. I answered this one in writing, but I will just also say it out loud. Again, for any of you who had been invested in LevelX or Cultivator who had filled out the form quite some time ago, we had mentioned this a few times already, but there was a question about how that compensation will take place. We will be crediting your microgrid within Fusion so that your central grid ownership percentage reflects that. So AJ, do you want to kind of go into that a little bit?
Yeah, no doubt. So it'll happen, as close to sacrifice as we can. Obviously, that EMP, we're not minting new EMP. It will come from either my personal holdings or, our treasury. Um, and, it's really not that much in the grand scheme of things. So I wouldn't worry about being diluted. But yeah, that's how it'll work. And it'll be we have the list already, and it'll just be a manual process on our side to make it right.
Awesome. Okay, here's another good one. Will the detonator have a battery that we can set a 5-2 compound claim so that we can set it and forget it?
Yeah, so we are working on utility batteries. Again, there's been a battery request for that. The healthy cash out. There's also been a battery request for a DCA into a detonator or any DAAS product. So yeah, those batteries will not be available upon our launch. Again, we're launching with a MVP, minimal viable product, but once Fusion is up, we're gonna have a full-time job of adding batteries, both cash out and utility batteries. So yeah, we're hoping that that is an option, after launch.
And just a reminder about the answer to a question that was asked 1 or 2 AMAs ago. Once the MVP is out, we'll continue to work on building new features, and they'll be released as they're finished. So there won't be a Fusion 2.0 or Fusion 3.0. We'll just release each additional feature as it's finished being built and tested.
Yep, 100%. Just like we roll out new features in Spark or Ceto, it will be a very seamless rollout, and we'll do a whole announcement so that nobody misses the boat. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Okay, I think we already answered that one. Okay. There was a Sparky in the Ceto 404 collection. Will there be a Ceto NFT in the Sparky collection?
Oh, I like that idea. Yeah, we have to have some Easter eggs, for sure. So yeah, anybody that gets a Sparky in the Ceto collection, you will have early access to the Sparky 404, and it's classified as a rare, so you're earning all the revenue categories on Ceto. But yeah, I'll talk to the guys, the devs about that. Maybe we can implement that somewhere. And yeah, there will not be a pre-sale for our 404s. So, we are going to give some early access opportunities, and we'll let you know who qualifies for that. I know we're also working on, those that collected all of the Detonator Defenders and have the whole series. That might be an option for early access. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. But I like that idea. Some sort of a fish face robot, right?
Yeah. I swear I kind of saw something like accidentally in there today that
All right.
kind of
Well, there you go, baby.
looked fishy.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect.
Are there? Oh no, we already answered that one. If Sparkswap fees are feeding EMP, is the reverse also true? No.
No. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't quite following that question, but yeah, no, all the revenue from Fusion feeds Fusion, and again, it's a very small percentage from Sparkswap feeding. In other words, you don't have to worry about it impacting payouts either way. But no, we're not. It's only a one-way street back to the mothership.
Yeah. And then where are we at with testing?
I mean, again, every day is another day closer. Devs are almost there. I mean, I know nobody wants to hear we're close, but it's almost there. So again, LA, I usually say too much, so I don't know if you want to say anything, but yeah.
We haven't passed it on to the beta testers yet because we did find a few things ourselves, and so we passed that along to the devs. Today we did get an update on that, and then we did get these UI updates, so that's what we were sharing with you guys today. And we'll work on getting more updates with you on Thursday, but as soon as we're ready to pass the baton along to the beta testers, we're going to do so, and we're excited and bullish for them to get their hands on it as well.
Yep, 100%. So, all right, the follow-up question is, PulseChain users are enriching EMP users, but getting nothing in return. Why? So, again, this is somebody that just has no idea about what we've built or what we're doing. We've said all along from day one that, that 0.1% goes back to EMP, and it doesn't. Nothing in terms of yield is going to change with Sparkswap. If anything, it just becomes more because it's not a fixed number; it's a percentage. The better Spark does, the better Sparkler does, the better the whole ecosystem does, and it has nothing to do with EMP, being successful or not. So, I mean, again,
Yeah. It's Fox, I would just suggest that you after the AMA just visit our EMP playlists on this channel, and there's a playlist called Fusion Educational Series, and it's not too long. It might take you an hour to watch the whole thing, but give it a watch and learn about how Fusion works, and I think that will really help to break it down a little bit further for you. But the two are quite different. So the way that Sparkswap operates, it's very independent in that it's not, and not that Fusion has to rely on external revenue streams in order to succeed, but it will just be a lot more successful and sustainable with these external revenue streams. And we very intentionally built it to have the support of these external revenue streams, whereas Sparkswap was not built that way. And just to kind of address what was said with, getting nothing in return, that's not true. We have been one of the biggest driving forces on PulseChain to bring new users from other chains onto PulseChain, encourage them to learn about Pulse and get involved in Pulse. And so many of our EMP users have been introduced to PulseChain through Sparkswap, have brought their EMP ETH over to farm on Sparkswap, have brought their funds over to earn on Sparkswap. Sparkswap and PulseChain as a whole have gotten so much from the EMP community. We love that you're here, and we would just encourage you to continue learning more and more about our ecosystem and the individual parts and kind of how they fit together. And we're always here to answer your questions.
Yes, thank you, LA. That was much more political, and 100% true. I mean, again, I get a little heated when people come in heavy, but yeah, Fox. I mean, again, just to put actual numbers to what LA is saying. I mean, we've done probably over $5 million of overall volume on the bridge. I'd say way more than half of that has been new money coming into Pulse. So and with Sparkler. Again, all the fees from the protocol buys half Spark and half PLS. So we've rewarded, even at today's prices, we have rewarded almost $500,000 of money to Sparkler holders, and half of that is buy pressure on Pulse. So we do everything we can to support PulseChain as a whole, and obviously Spark holders as well. And we're going to continue to do that from here on out. And the other simple answer is just buy EMP and get ready to get into Fusion with us, and then you earn, whatever that is coming out of Spark or Sparkswap goes into Fusion, and you get paid on both ends. So, and we do have an EMP with quite a bit of liquidity, 400 grand or so on Pulse. So look up EMP from Binance. We have the contract address in all of our socials, or you can get it right on Sparkswap. But yeah, that's another way to DCA into another proven project for sure. So
Also, the answer to the original question somewhat is yes, even though directly the answer is no, because we're bringing a significant amount of users over from BSC and Arbitrum as well. And a lot of them are first-time Pulse users, and now are reoccurring Pulse users who are constantly bringing
for
over
sure.
yields that they're earning from other protocols over to Pulse to earn on SparkSwap. And every single time they do a bridge transaction over to PulseChain on SparkSwap, 0.3% of those fees are directly going to Sparkler to reward everyone who's staked in Sparkler. And then 0.3% of swap fees, arbitrage bot fees, in and out fees from farms, vault fees, perpetuals fees, rehypothecation of PulseX LPs. There's 7 different ways that users get rewards who are staked in Sparkler. So the PulseChain community on Sparkswap are being heavily, heavily rewarded, and Sparkswap as a whole is built in a way that rewards users and gives more of the fees back to the user than any other protocol I've ever seen before. And Fusion is simply taking that idea and putting it on steroids. And if you hang out with us, you'll learn that we like to give the majority of the protocol fees back to the users, and we design our protocols in that way.
Perfect. Yep, 100%. And yeah, the more you hang out, Fox, the more you'll know everything that we do to make that happen. So, all right, great question. Again, no, nothing's off the table. I might get a little snippy, but we'll get there. So yeah,
It's always one of us,
yeah.
usually me.
I
So
know. I was
today's your
impressed. You were the politically correct response today. So yeah, 100%.
day. All right. Yeah. So yeah, alligator. We're not going to be talking about. I said this on the last stream. We're not going to be talking about sacrificing DAAS positions any further on our AMAs until we have a definitive decision in the future about whether or not that's going to be a possibility, because we don't want to feed any more hope or confusion or anything like that. So any questions regarding that, save them for a future circumstance.
Yep, no doubt. And just to touch on that again, I mean, we're not going to talk about it much, but it will be a compromise of what Alligator is requesting. It'll be something that we determine that's fair based on actual investment payout that has been already received and max payout. So again,
If
yeah,
it ends up being
if
a
exactly.
possibility, which is why we're not talking about it, because it may or may not be a possibility.
100%. All right. All right. There was one more. Was there one more? Uh, I saw. Oh, yeah. Just real quick. I know. And again, I wish Jake was here to comment on this with me. He's been super busy on his side too with everything with Dex Finance. But basically the question was, now that we are basically a collective, what about naming the protocols?
Oh yeah, I
Something.
saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll touch on that a little bit. Again, this is a down the road discussion, but we have actually been toying with the idea of merging all the protocols into a multi-chain solution. So we're definitely thinking about it. It won't happen overnight, and obviously we would have to see what that really means with the revenue streams and making sure everybody that is still in every protocol individually is rewarded more or the same, if not more, than what they get now. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously it's a long-term, merger, and we're really excited for, building protocols that are part of the top in DeFi. So, yeah, I think it's really exciting for what the future holds for sure.
Awesome. Amazing.
Cool. All right.
Powerful future and killer team and unbeatable community. So.
I love it, 100%. So I think this is the most alpha that we have ever dropped on an AMA at once. So I hope all of you are excited as we are. LA, any other questions? Any other final words? Today was a banger.
Alligator had one more question. Who does the project management? I kind of do all the organization on our side of things, and Jake does all the organization and project management on their side of things. And Jake, AJ, and AJ, Jake, and I have regular meetings and group chats to coordinate and organize everything. Almost every day or every other day to make sure we're all on the same page. But I'm the one who cracks the whip to keep them all on track when we have AMAs and stuff. And
P.S. LA.
Jake does the stuff with the developers.
Yeah, no doubt.
And AJ does the stuff with the all of our partners and all of our meetings with the big, all of the big guns.
Yep, 100%. So yeah, LA's, community management, marketing. I tend to be kind of the architect and the business development, and then Jake CEO, handles all the development side, and then our core team is one more. The four of us is Jake, our original dev, that handles again all the dev work, along with then the 30 developers from DexFi. So yeah, I mean we have a very robust team. It may seem like we have a lot of eggs, out there, but they're not all in one basket for sure. Yeah.
We each have our own specialty and we really excel at it. And then we're very good communicators and we kind of love all talking to each other every single day and we never get sick of each other. So it works out pretty well to keep on the same page.
Yeah, and it is a prerequisite that any of our devs are named Jake. So just putting it out there. Yeah, we need more Jakes. So
that's why anytime anyone comes in the group and says, "Hey, anyone need a dev?" None of them are named Jake, so I just automatically always block them.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yep, if you're not Jake, you're out of here. So yeah, but yeah, to LA's point, we all have very specific lanes, and we all stay in our lanes, and that's what makes us so successful because we can get a lot done. I mean, we get more done in a day than any other dev team I've ever heard of. So
nobody's trying to be a jack of all trades or excel at something that they're not good at. Everybody's just excelling at the thing that they're amazing at. And then we really know that we can rely on each other to do the things that they're really good at. And we don't have to, when you're in a group project in high school and you are the one who tries really hard and you feel like you have to do every other person's part because you can't rely on them to do their part and you feel like they're going to fuck up.
What a great analogy.
That's not the case here. We 100% know that we can count on every single person to do what they're really good at. And so it gives you so much mental and emotional space to just really focus and really just feel good about what you're doing because you're not simultaneously worrying about what someone else is doing and if they're going to get it done or if they're going to meet deadlines or if they're not going to do it up to your standards or any of that stuff because we really, really trust each other.
Yeah, could not have said it better, LA. I know I hated group projects because, we're all the overachievers. That's what makes it work so well with our business relationship. So, yeah, all right, amazing. And one last question. I love it. They're all coming in at the end. Consensus. So, I'm doing everything in my power to be there. I may have a little hiccup that if I do, I'll share with all of you. But as of right now, I am planning on being there. I know LA, you're planning on being there. We have a lot of great community members that are planning on being there. So, yeah, right?
Yep. Let us know if you are going to be there. We would love to meet you.
Yeah, please. I mean, we're going to try to organize a bit of a meetup as well for all of you that are at Consensus. We'll have more info on that. Maybe at a restaurant or hotel, but yeah, we'll do everything we can to make it a real party for everybody for sure.
Yes.
Cool.
Rue, I see he was writing he forgot his MetaMask login info. If you have your seed phrase written down somewhere, you still should be good to go, even if you don't have your password, I believe. I don't know for certain, but I believe that you should be good.
You should be able, as long as you have your private key or your seed phrase, you should be able to import that into Rabby or any other, or MetaMask under a new account. So, Yeah,
Yeah.
you should be okay.
I think the password is not as important as you think, as long as you have the seed phrase. So hopefully you can find that somewhere.
Yes, unless a scammer gets your password and then they have access to all your wallets. So yeah, make
And
sure.
then
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we're good.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. I think that's it then. Any final words, LA, as we wrap it up? So yeah, go ahead.
Yes, we love you guys. We hope you have an amazing day or night or afternoon wherever you are. And we're very much so looking forward to continuing to drop the alpha, continuing to keep you updated with every advancement we're making towards EMP, Sparkswap, Ceto L1X, all the things. It's the season of launches, launch season, and we're going to keep you updated. We're very, very excited for all the growth that's coming, all the momentum that's coming. Please make sure to continue to support on the socials for, that 1 or 2 minutes a day. It makes all the difference. And let's continue to make newcomers feel very welcome, and help them out in any way we can. And let's all, continue to shine bright and fucking do the damn thing, because we all rock.
I love it. Let's go. Oh man, every time we go to F-Palm, we are an exceptionally bullish AMA. So yeah, 100% LA. Again, we're as close as we've ever been. We have another developer meeting before the AMA on Thursday. So depending on how that goes, we'll have even more alpha with Fusion and maybe even that illustrious date that all of you are waiting for. So again, no promises, but we're almost there. All right, we are gonna wrap it up, but we are here every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We have some other AMAs scheduled this week as well. We'll let you know what that is when, as it gets closer, we'll post. So please make sure you're following all of our socials. Our Twitter's been doing really well lately, or X, and obviously our Telegram and Discord for all the most up-to-date posts that we release. So, all right, good night, good day. We will see you on Thursday. Bye bye, everyone.